So I have been a Drag Race fan since the beginning. I was watching it on Logo TV when it was free, I'll admit. When you had to pay after a couple seasons in, I quit watching until I had some terrible things I was going through in my life, and the show cheered me up. So I bought the previous seasons, and now on Amazon, I pay $19 for the normal season and then like $19 for the Untucked season, because really you're only getting half the story if you don't watch Untucked. So you better watch Untucked too. If you haven't, do it because you have a lot more fun to enjoy. It tells you just so much more about the queens, and you get to see them interact and their real personalities. And let's face it, it's reality, it's a competition. They are put under stress, and it is interesting to watch people under stress. That's what reality TV is all about. But, anyways, I love the show and I'm grateful for it. And we are now to where they just had all the parents of the top five, which not in any order of who I prioritize. Lexi Love, probably just because Love is my thing. I like the name Lexi Love. I want to be Jessie Love because my name is Jessie for my drag name. And then there's Anya Nerves, love her. Sam Starr, love her. There's Jules Sparkles, love her. And of course, you have Susie Toot. And Susie Toot and Anya would quote unquote be maybe front runners. But I mean, Lexi Love, fucking amazing. Jules Sparkles, freaking amazing. Sam Starr, freaking amazing. RuPaul has put himself in a position where no matter which of the five that he chooses, it's going to be amazing. And it's really hard to predict. Like, if I just go based on my gut feeling and what I've seen the whole show and what I know from the past, I. Like, if RuPaul does something new, I think Lexi Love or Sam Starr could get it, because I mean, my gosh, Lexi Love and the runways and the attitude and the perseverance and the life story is just amazing. Sam Starr, just the pageantry, the beauty, and just being genuine and learning how to come out of her shell throughout the season and the growth, amazing. But you have the front runner Anya Nerves, who started out strong, is just an amazing person, reminds me of Safira Cristal. And then you have of course, who else could, I mean, I love Jules, but because of the track record, it's doubtful, but you never know. Could just shock the hell out of everyone, do amazing the next two episodes. But I could also see very well Susie Toot winning from everything. Um, I mean, you could say some of them are overconfident, but they're all overconfident. That's what it's about. That's drag. That's owning your persona, your inner diva, and expressing it in art and just amazing talent, charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent. I love learning everybody's stories. I love watching the show. I've grown so much and I've been inspired to do my art. I would say the show is a big reason why I've been doing full time content creation over a year, because I'm like, screw it. I have a testimony to share, a life story to share with multiple traumas, multiple different experiences, kind of a crazy life story. And it started when it started when I was raised Baptist. Get this. I was 4 years old and started studying the Bible. And then I had 5 days of Bible class a week plus Sunday school, six a week. I had that age 4 to 18 because I went to the same Baptist school. So that's how I started. And then my mom died when I was 19 and I was gay, and I got into crystal meth for 10 years and went off, you know. I worked full time as a manager for years. I did jobs. I survived. But whenever I had 3 or 4 days off, I would go on a binger to try and forget that my mom died and try and not think about it, and then I would work to not think about it, and a 10-year process of not grieving, essentially. Then I went to rehab for about a year, 9 months, no, 10 months to graduate in the rehab spiritual recovery program at Star of Hope in Houston, Texas. And then it was like 3 months of transitional living. But the cool thing is, my 7 years of store manager experience at a gift shop, right out of rehab at a homeless shelter, I started working at Target as a team leader, which is like their lowest level manager over grocery for 2 years. And then I transferred to the store on Palmer, the super Target, where I was over the front lanes, learned the front lanes. That was a little more stressful. I preferred grocery and sales floor because I liked stocking things, building end caps, helping the sales floor team do it. And the register is just a little more chaotic. You had to beg people to get red cards, and if you didn't, you had to write people up or you'd get written up, is why I finally quit. Because they were just overboard with the red cards. And in bee caves, people would prefer their flyer miles because they're smart. They didn't need percentage off shopping at Target, but their basket size was like over $350. It was just way less baskets. So I was actually over the cafe and the front lanes, which was bullshit because I never got to work with any of the cafe people because the person always worked by themselves, and I had to transfer information through the opener to the closers, and I never saw them because I left before they got there. And that's how they expected their manager to run the cafe, because Target at Bee Caves was kind of an interesting, weird situation. That HR manager also had like 235% turnover and just enjoyed firing people. Not a nice person. She also did shady things in the return department. She would buy things with the Target red card and then return it. It's like, girl, what you doing? But that was interesting. But yeah, I got Target straight out of rehab and then finally left there just because that store was so stupid. And leadership was like the worst leadership I've ever seen. It was despicable. I was told to write someone up or write three people up if we had no red cards, even though the cashiers were asking. So when I did the write up, I wrote, I asked them to ask. I watched them 3 times, asked the next guest, and they did it. They did what they were instructed, because it's kind of dumb when your company pressures you to write people up just because a quota is not met. That doesn't mean you have to have write ups to prove why there's no red cards. Like, that leader was kind of shady, and that's probably why HR had 235% turnover in that store. But glad to not be there. Glad to be at a place where people respect and love and help and actually support each other to get the job done. Because some leaders just like to divide and conquer, and it's sad. It's really sad when you see a leader that will treat one group of people better, another group of people less good, so that they fight, so they're easier to control. You've seen it. It's pretty sad, huh? I hope you have a great day. I love you, but God loves you more.